Hello, happy Saturday morning. So I'm gonna get winded down to go to bed here, but I wanted to come in, give tarot card readers and root workers and spiritualists and uh, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing inside of um, spirituality and outside of it. Okay, but the importance for tarot card readers and the importance for root workers and witches and high priestesses to get cleanses is so important because I just watched a video that was extremely disturbing. Not because of what the young lady was saying, but because of the spirit that I could see around her. This lady needed a cleanse so bad. And the importance of cleansing after these readings is extremely detrimental to your physical well-being, to your mental well-being, to your spiritual well-being. You have got to cleanse. First of all, you've got to be protecting yourself during these readings. You're just yeah, when them spirits start to get to you, when them, especially if you're an empath and, a spirit gets on you. Okay. Now, supposedly you're not supposed to let it. Um, some of my readings can be pretty difficult. It only happens every once in a while to where it will weigh in heavy on me because it'll just be something that's either very sad or, something like that. But you have to cleanse yourself daily. Even if you're just doing readings for your channels, you have to cleanse yourself. I use water every day to cleanse myself, but I also use candles and incense to protect myself. You cannot just be out here doing readings without doing that because spirits will get attached to you and they will start to weigh in on you. And so I was watching this one person that was doing the tarot. She shut down her business and she couldn't do it anymore because she said she started to feel really heavy, really burdened. She was feeling drained after her readings. It's because she's not protecting herself. Also, another thing, there was a dark spirit that was around her that had nothing to do with the tarot. It's just that she had came across a dark spirit. And even though she quit tarot, she still needs to clean it off of her. Just stopping the tarot ain't gonna stop that from happening. Whatever it is, it's attached to her. She said that when she started feeling that way, she asked her spirit guides what to do about it, and her spirit guides told her to kill herself. That's not no spirit guide. Like, that's something else that's on her. So I could see somebody in her comment section trying to tell her, you need a cleanse. That's a pretty nasty spirit, that would be speaking that, because I can honestly tell you, I've been doing tarot for 4 years now straight, literally daily reading cards daily. And I have never came across a spirit that told me to do that ever. First of all, there's another reader on here that the way that he looks at tarot is more so synchronicity, which I agree. But there are actual spirits attached to those cards. When I sense a negative spirit, I immediately break out my palo. You got to cleanse. and you got to protect yourself. You have to be wearing some kind of protective amulet. So I think that the problem is that people will just start to do it, and you open up a gateway to some spirits that's already trying to get at you, and then bam, you got yourself a problem. Because I've seen people do that. I've seen people come on here and become tarot card readers, and literally, like, there's this one girl, she's got a horrible spirit on her. Horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And it is riding her. She claims it's me. No, no, that's something else, honey. So there's a lot of people that don't understand what the rules are. That's why it's important for you to get proper guidance when you're stepping into the spirit realm. It's important for you to do that. That's just like that reading I did earlier. All night long, I've been needing to take a bath. I've taken like 2 or 3 showers. I need a bath. You actually have to get inside of the bathtub and soak until whatever that spirit is gets off of you. You can also light a white candle to get it off of you. Sometimes it's not a spirit, sometimes it's just an energy, which is why I'm going to make those sprays for people to spray themselves. You just got to cleanse yourself. You'll be okay if you cleanse and protect yourself. And once she gets a cleanse, she'll get clarity and she'll be ready to go back in and do them tarot card readings. She's going through all this, oh, it's not Jesus, it's not this, it's not that. Well, no, it's not. It's not Jesus in the cards. It just depends on how you look at it. It does. It depends on how you look at it. But then again, it depends on what it is, because it is what it is. But you have to cleanse yourself after these readings. You can't just do a reading. Sometimes you can, but it depends on that person's energy that you're reading for. And there are some people out there with some really, really serious spiritual issues. Okay. And, they need guidance. So I think that when you're a tarot card reader, you're also a spiritual counselor. So you're giving spiritual counseling to somebody that is dealing with spirits just like you are. Regardless if you're a tarot card reader or you're a nurse or a doctor or a bus driver, you still have to deal with spirits. They're everywhere. Just reading the cards, and especially if you've got psychic abilities. So just saying that it's all evil and it's the devil, and no, that's not what it is. But I think that there's a spirit that does get on people that scares them. And, for me, I haven't had that experience. I have had some scary spiritual experiences. I'm not even going to lie, but I'm a survivor. So I'm good with it. It was really disturbing looking at that video because she was kind of spooked by the shadow of the tree. And as a spiritualist, I would tell her, look, I have had years of experience with this, and I've dealt with all sorts of different things, and you need a cleanse regardless if you are not going to read cards or not. You still need to get some kind of cleanse. The candle cleanses are the most powerful because it's fire. Okay, so this is the reason why we use 7-day candles, so that we don't have to go out, in the wilderness and burn wood. Some people do their rituals like that. But whatever the case is, you've got to cleanse yourself of that energy, especially if you're reading for other people. Even if you're reading for your audience on YouTube. And then also there's going to be times where you do have to give somebody a negative message. You're not necessarily instilling fear in them. You're letting them know, hey, watch out for this. Because if you tell somebody something negative, you need to follow up with the why, the how, and what to do about it. So, guys, I just wanted to speak on this real quick. I'll come back later because I am dog tired. I am so sleepy. I'm ready to go to sleep. But I will come back because I do offer courses, beginners courses in witchcraft, which is mainly about protection and basic manifestation. And then, but it's mainly about the protection. Your protection is so important. And then I also offer tarot classes in which I do go over protection when you're reading the cards, while you're reading the cards, what to do if you feel a spirit penetrate your body. And you have to ask it to leave. If it's a bad spirit that has gotten in you, that's weighing you down, you have to light your palo and you have to say, you have to force that thing out and say, get out. You can't say, oh, please, guided spirit, get out of me. Because sometimes it's not your spirit. That's not your spirits. That's a spirit that you contacted. That could be, intranquil or restless or. Other than that, tarot and, what we do as spiritualists is not evil. You know what I'm saying? It's not, but you just have to know how to protect yourself, how to cleanse yourself. I do readings for people in my sleep, so it don't bother me. I've had those scary experiences though before. But the thing of it is that when I first got into my spirituality, spirits led me to learn how to do exorcising of demons, which can be extremely hard on the spirit. I'd say probably the first 4 years was horrible until my mind, body, and spirit got used to it. Now I just do it with no issues, but you got to have the proper guidance as well. Many of us were not given guidance. So I do offer the classes, and then also there are times when I'll do a consultation and I'll see that some of you may have some stuff going on that I wouldn't even want to touch, but I could teach you how to do it. Okay. And it just depends. Sometimes it's divine timing. I know that for me, there are times when people will ask me, they will beg me for work. So, guys, I don't have to beg people to buy my spells. There are some people that will say, please do this work for me. And I'll know that it'll be. I have done work on people that have such bad hexes on them that they can't walk, that all of a sudden they fell ill and can't walk. And I did a cleanse for somebody. It was actually a healing. And this guy literally was, very sick. I did it for another client of mine. It was her significant other. And I wasn't sick or anything, but I just had to lay down for a couple of days and take it easy. Especially if you're doing witchcraft, especially if you're doing rituals, sometimes you have to do rituals step by step. For example, that drag enemy to hell ritual that I offer. I go in steps. First, I do your protection. Then I do the binding. Then I do the work. Because we have to bind that negativity and bind or either bind that person. So it's certain steps, and then you live and you learn. But other than that, to place, don't judge it in that way just because you're scared and you haven't had the proper guidance. Okay. You just have to learn the you have to learn the business, you have to learn the trade. This is why many of us, for me, I mainly do cleanses. That's what I do, a lot of cleanses, hex removals, and the generational hex removers. That's what I mainly do. I do court case work probably maybe 5 to 6 times per year. The rest of the time I'm doing cleanses. Okay. So that's what you have to do. Like when you, even if you just you need to learn basic witchcraft to even do tarot. You do. Tarot cards was invented by witches. Seriously. And you guys know I work with Mother Hecate. She loves tarot. She's like, I invented it. So tarot cards and Ouija boards, those are all things that are native to witches and witchcraft. Okay, all of those things are. And if you are an experienced witch, which you should be experienced or either have a witch that is assisting you, one or the other. Okay, tarot cards were invented by witches, forms of divination. All of that is witchcraft. Okay, the magic 8 ball, the dice. There's so many different forms of divination. It's just not even funny. All of these things were invented for the use of witchcraft. I couldn't even imagine trying to do witchcraft without any knowledge of the tarot or how to read the situation. Tarot is a part of every working that I do. From the time I do a consultation for a client to the time I do the work. So, you just got to learn that. And, I've had all sorts of negative spirits in people telling me that I was going to grow old or die or and none of that stuff has ever happened. And the reason why is because not only do I have my protection, but I believe in my protection. Okay. And so you just have to believe in what you're doing, believe in yourself, and have the willpower to survive. You know what I'm saying? And so, even Christianity, in my opinion, is witchcraft. In my opinion, Jesus Christ was a witch. Okay. There are a lot of people that are Christian witches. And, the spirit of Jesus does guide them, in their readings and their cards. But if you have a bad spirit on you, you have to have discernment. And so I would not play around with these cards if I were you guys. It was really disturbing, the video that I saw. I'm going to finish looking at it because I just feel so bad for this sis, and this sister, and I'm going to pray for her. I'm going to, um, I'm going to do some prayer for her is what I'm going to do. Or some, just some blessings and say, hopefully spirit will lead her correctly, because spirit is your spirits. That's who spirit is. That spirit is your spirits. You know what I'm saying? Whatever spirits they are, half of them are you. Especially if you've had more than one incarnation. A lot of times your spirits are you. They are you. You should never have a fear of self. So if you do, then you need a cleanse. Then something got attached to you that you haven't been able to detach. And I know that for me, anytime I have any kind of spirit on me, there's a exorcism incantation that I do. And then also saging the house. I like to use the Palo sticks. And I even put a couple of drops of rue oil on my Palo sticks before I light them, because it just, it gives off a really, really strong aroma that chases spirits away. So your spirit guides are not the spirits that you come in contact with. Okay, when you open up a gateway, because when you open up the tarot, you're opening up a doorway. Okay, and I have a bad habit of leaving my cards, like all my cards are kind of in a stack together. Spirit is telling me that I do need to put some stones on top of them to cleanse them. So I think I'm gonna do that tonight because I haven't done it in a while. But I'm constantly cleansing my cards. I'm constantly smoking my cards out. These are things that you have to do because the cards within themselves are the gateway. Every single cards. There's usually 78 cards in each tarot deck. And see, since I was a baby, I've been dealing with spirits. I've been a medium since I was born. If you have the gift, ignoring your gifts or saying that they're evil is not the correct thing to do either. But you do have to do what's in your spirit. Okay. And especially if you're in tarot, sometimes people need to take a break. I know that I've taken little short vacations or whatever, but I've never felt that I wanted to quit ever, and it's because I've had such an amazing experience with it. Um, but yeah, when you open up a doorway, other spirits can come in as well. And you also have to, like, there's guys, sometimes during my readings, I'll have to stop and say, wait a minute, there's something else in here. What is this? Okay, now 9 times out of 10, if I feel something negative, usually unless the client says, well, no, I'm not really feeling negative right now. Now I can decipher if it's a spirit that is attached to you or a spirit that just came up. Basically, get training in these cards. You need to be trained by an experienced witch to read the cards. And no, even though some of us, our spirits will reward us very favorably. I'm back, y'all. Sometimes our spirits will definitely, especially depending on what your career path is going to be or if you're going to do this for a living, because there are lots of people that do this for a living 100% full time. And not to say that you're not a real spiritualist if you don't do it full time, because hell, sometimes people want to focus on something else. You don't necessarily have to focus on it either. So, but I don't know. There's all sorts of tricks and tips that you have to use though. So if you guys need to reach me um, about the classes, just go to online classes on the website. If you have any questions, you can email me at queenjamila941@gmail. If you feel like you need a cleanse, because I do a lot of cleanses for tarot card readers and spiritualists. I do cleanses for witches. I have witches that come to me to get cleanses. So I kind of know what I'm talking about. And witches have a lot of spirits, but their spirit guides will lead them to me. And then that's how I'm able to help them. And, I'd say do a cleanse depending on what you're dealing with in and outside of, your business. You probably want to do it maybe every 1 to 3 months. I know I do one usually every 3 months. Here lately, I've been doing them probably every couple of months to every month. Okay. Very important. It just takes a white 7-day candle. It's not going to kill you, to do that. But then when somebody is affected by a spirit, spirits can cause confusion. They can cause a person to become confused. But I could see that spirit on. Hit the thumbs up, you guys. I'm sorry. I could see that spirit all over that woman. It was casting shadows in the tree. I mean, it was really, really, and then plus she's a very, very pretty girl with very, very pretty natural hair. So I don't know. I'm not a nosy person and I don't get into people's business and I'm gonna do a spiritual investigation. No. If you come to me, then yeah, I will help you out, because I have to get paid for that and I have to have something to replace my energy. But I don't lose energy. You know what, guys, some readings will wear me out. But if every reading is wearing you out and is wearing you down, then it's something else, something oppressing. your spirit. So, I know a lot about, the way that demonic possession and stuff like that works, and spirit possession and energy possession and energy exchange. Sometimes the energy will just stay on you, and the only thing you can do is transmute it. You can feel that energy on whatever area of your body, and all you got to do is transmute it. Okay. But typically, the cleanses do transmute the energy because of the way I write my petitions. So if you guys need to reach me, the link to my website is below. And I'll see y'all later. All right. Love and light.